Hey, 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 and praise God for this glorious day. This is Zach Mitchum, and give me the mic. It's not what Jesus says, but my sister is going to slide in later. But you never know when you'll get the mic back, so you never leave the mic. We have a special guest tonight, and he's going to knock your socks off, literally. That's a great way to start this segment. But before we get started, we got to go to the scriptures and set and tee this thing off. Look, Paul said in Timothy, he said he fought the good fight. And that's what the Lord wants each and every one of you to do, to fight the good fight and stand. If you hold your ground, just stand. The enemy might knock you down, but you got to get back up. And he said, I fought a good fight and I finished my course. And what's laid up for me is a crown of righteousness. And you finish the race, you're going to get that belt. You're going to get that crown of righteousness. He tells you in Proverbs that a righteous man falls 7 times. He gets back off the mat and he gets back in the fight and finishes his fight. So we're talking about that tonight, and our guest is going to give you an illustration in real time. You're going to see it real time, live, in living color on Giving the Mic. So take it away, Woody.
Thank you so much for inviting me out, girl. I've been so stressed.
Girl, you're so welcome. But listen, who did your hair?
Oh, all dolled up.
What is that?
All Dolled Up is a series of stores and salons all throughout South Florida. I get my hair silked out every month. I can do that because I'm part of the Texture Club.
Girl, well, I need to get to All Dolled Up and sign up for this texture club. You look amazing.
And cheers to that. A beautiful journey. I've always dreamed of an exciting, passion-filled career in the beauty industry. When enrolled in Cosmo School, it was amazing. After all, beauty was my thing, but I knew it was just the beginning. Next, I needed to find a salon home that was going to help me take it up a notch. aducareer.com showed me the way. Teamwork, branding development, coaching, product knowledge, and more. The apprentice training program changed my life. Find out more about the amazing possibilities.
There was a body shot. That was not a punch. That was not a punch.
Curious about the true destructive power in the ring? Take a look at James Bonecrusher Smith. This legendary boxer earned his nickname for a reason. His devastating punches, reminiscent of the sound of chopping wood, made his opponents tremble at the mere mention of his name. Born in a small town, Smith rose from an ordinary guy to one of the most respected boxers of his time. Bonecrusher quickly earned respect for his power and resilience, facing legends like Mike Tyson and Larry Holmes. But James Smith is not just a ring legend. His story is one of overcoming adversity, demonstrating the strength of spirit and an unyielding will to win.
Let's get ready to rumble! Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the former heavyweight champion of the world, James Bonecrusher Smith! Mr. Smith, Mr. Smith, Mr. Smith. Are you kidding me right now? We got it live in living color. James Bonecrusher Smith. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tee this off for you to set the tone of how special this man is. He broke the history of boxing. He's the first heavyweight champion of the world to have a college degree. Not only that, understand how unique this is in the history of boxing. Ever since the 1800s, in the history of boxing, there have, and it's 8 billion people right now on the planet. There have only been 38 people to make claim to the heavyweight championship of the world. And we got one right here. The Lord blessed us right now, right here with this man, James Bonecrusher Smith. Mr. Smith, thank you for joining us today. Thank you so very much. Now, my sister might slide in here. We might give her the time of day. We might not do it. I mean, I'm just saying. You don't ever leave the mic because you don't never know when you're going to get it back. But what we're going to do is start this thing off by telling your story. You give me your pitch on what you want people to know about you, and then I'm going to start playing Stump the Chump by giving you some hard questions now. I'm looking forward to you to answer these hard questions. Tell us who James Bonecrusher Smith is. Where you coming from?
Well, I grew up in a small town of 1,000 people, Magnolia, Duplin County, North Carolina. And when I was I ask people sometimes, would you like to know how I became heavyweight champion of the world? Uh, and they say, yeah. I said, when I was about 6 years old, I was a little crybaby. Looking at me now, it's hard to believe I was ever little and a crybaby. Ended up fighting 10 world champions. I fought three of them twice: Larry Holmes twice, Tim Witherspoon twice, and Mike Weaver twice. And Tim Witherspoon, I beat for the heavyweight championship of the world, first round knockout on HBO. I convinced myself I was not going to school, but nobody told my mom and daddy, so they had me dropped off at my first grade teacher's class, crying, kicking and screaming, telling my teacher, I don't like you. I don't want to be here, and I'm going home. I started running from my teacher. And had I known later in my life I'd have to have three knee replacements, one on the left, two on the right, ankle surgery, foot surgery, brain surgery, I'd have walked some of them times I ran. Once my teacher caught me, she started whooping me with a fan belt. You all know what a fan belt is. It makes a car run. It made me run too. I got mad with my teacher. She sent a note by me to my mama, and the rule was if I got a whipping at school, I was going to get at least one more when I got home. Odell, which is my real middle name, go get me a switch. That's what Mama said, and I was smart even back then. I got the smallest switch I could find. Mama broke that switch. She looked at me and she said, I said, go get me a switch. So I had to go back in the woods and get a bigger switch. Now turn around, Odell. If you hit me with that switch, she's pronouncing words. Didn't I tell you if you got a whooping at school, I was going to whoop you too? I got mad with my mama. My daddy came home. Daddy whooped me with his belt, and I got mad with daddy. So at age 6, I made two decisions. One, I was going to school. And two, if I ever got grown, I was going to whoop some people. I whooped a lot of people in my time. But every now and then I'd get whipped. But the maddest I've ever been probably was December 1986. I was suing the great promoter Don King. You heard of Don King. He had promised me a world title fight, and he didn't give it. So I hired me another promoter, and he got me some fights. And he was a lawyer. We started suing Don. He started suing us. So he calls me up December 1986. Bonecrusher, this is Donald King. I pretended I didn't hear him. I said, who? He said, this is Don King. I said, hey, Don, how you doing, brother? He said, Bone, man, Santa Claus is going to be good to you this year, December 1986. I said, what are you talking about? He said, I'm going to give you that world title fight. I'm going to give you some money. I said, well, Don, that's awesome. I said, Don, who's the fight with? When is it? And where is it going to be? He said, well, I got some bad news too, Bone. I said, what's that, Don? He said, the fight is going to be against the guy that beat you last year, Tim Witherspoon. My mind immediately went back decades, and I remember those whoopings I'd gotten from my teacher, my mama, my daddy, and the year before in Las Vegas, Witherspoon. I said, Don, when is this fight? And where is it going to be? He said, Bone, the fight is going to be on HBO. You got a chance to show the world, Bonecrusher, who you are on HBO. I said, Don, when is this fight? And where is it going to be? He said, Bone, the fight is going to be at Madison Square Garden, New York. And it's going to be next week. I said, Don, you mean to tell me you can give me a 7-day notice to fight a guy? And the last time I had plenty of time to train and get ready, and he beat me all across the ring for putting the post. He said, yeah, take it or leave it. I said, Don, kid, give me a minute to think about it. Yeah. I said, well, Don, I know 7 days is not a long time to get ready for a guy. And the last time I had plenty of time to train and get ready, he beat me all across the ring from pillar to post. But I'm thinking about taking this fight, Don, because I have a dream. I said, I'm not Martin Luther King, but I have a dream, Don. After I knock Witherspoon out, I'm going to write a book called Mad, Make a Decision, because I'm mad with you and Witherspoon. And I can see many years from now, I'll be in a city called Wilmington, North Carolina. I'm at a University of North Carolina at Wilmington doing a podcast. And I saw this day way back then, this day that we shared today. So I took that fight, knocked Witherspoon down 3 times in the first round. And like you said, became the first college grad to become heavyweight champion. Now I'm writing another book. As you can see, I've gained a few pounds. This book is Mad, Made a Decision to Lose Weight, Knock Out Diabetes, the James Bonecrusher Smith story. And we want our book to be in universities like we're at right now, also historical black colleges. I think you can help us with that too. And let people read the history of James Bonecrusher Smith, how he grew
Hey
up.
Woody, can you put that book up so people can see it?
You don't
Now
have,
they can get it in Amazon, right? Bone.
yeah, he don't have the book.
I'm saying you can get it in
Oh,
Amazon.
oh,
No,
with it.
we have the book.
You have it?
We're gonna put it on with us in a second. He's gonna pull it up.
Okay.
But you made some interesting points. When it's time, the Lord tells us this thing is called Kairos. Now it don't matter if you had 10 days, 7 days, a year, whatever's in time, the time for Bone Crusher Smith to get what he's gonna get, and God's gonna give it to him, you gonna get it. It's the same thing that happened with Buster Douglas. They said, ain't no way you gonna beat Mike Tyson. Ain't no way you gonna do all this. But in the final analysis, you don't know what took place, the motivation. You said, man, when I see this guy, I'm gonna unleash all the fury of my mama, my dad are whooping me. And so did that come in the fight where you were hitting him and punching him? Would that come up?
My goal was to take that left ear and drive it into the right ear with my right hand. If it didn't get all the way over
It,
there, he'd be like,
don't
oh,
forget to put his book up,
he,
Woody, if you
he'd
can.
be all shook up.
All
Black
shook up.
Elvis.
Yeah,
Hey,
all shook up. So, are your parents still alive? Are they?
both parents are dead.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah.
So, do you have grandchildren?
Yes.
Do they know about you as a fighter or a granddad? What did you
Yes.
want?
And we talk about it during Christmas holidays.
Oh, okay, okay. And so they say, Granddaddy, you a bad
And
man.
yeah.
And you like to hear them talking about your glory days. Do you? Now I don't know if you embellish the truth. I'm sure you don't. You're a man of God. Now do
The
you
truth
ever
will
tell
set
them, well,
the
I
truth
would have
will set
won
you
that
free.
fight. There it is, right
There it
there.
is.
There it
That's
is.
the book.
I want you guys to go out and get his book. You can get it on Amazon, and when that other one comes out, we're gonna put that one up too. But we want you to know, just like he just said, he's been knocked down, but he got back out. Talk about that, what it takes. I've never been hit by a heavyweight champion of the world. Mike Tyson never knocked you down, but you feel that kind of power. What does it feel like to have somebody hit you that hard and you still have to maintain? What's that like?
Well, I was in a fight like that with Greg Page, and he's dead now, but he hit me in the first round, and just I don't know if you ever remember, you don't remember him, but they compared him with Muhammad Ali. He had a style like Muhammad Ali. He was from Louisville, Kentucky as well, and just hit me with a flash. It was a flash knockdown. And I jumped right back up, and I fought the whole 10 rounds.
But what does that feel like? I mean, can you explain it? Can you explain what that feels like?
Well, you feel
Is
like
it something
being
that,
hit. I mean,
I mean, you have to train to
the
get
next
hit
time I
like that.
see
How do you
you,
prepare for something like that?
the next time I see you, I'll experience it. Really.
Ah! Now look, you better be careful. I'm pretty good now.
Yeah,
Now see, I'm a little younger than you too.
yeah,
Now don't
yeah.
play with me. I'm from Macon, Georgia. I'm
I'm
from the
not
hood.
playing. What make you think I'm playing?
What you say? You gonna
I'm
buy
not.
all the wolf tickets, right?
I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you what it feels like.
And look, I'm gonna get all these receipts. So when I hit you, I'm gonna put
Yeah,
it on you now. I'm
yeah,
telling you.
yeah.
But no, I don't even know. I couldn't even
You sound.
begin to imagine
You
what
sound
that
like
would
you're
feel like.
very
I
interested
don't think
in
I've
knowing how
ever
it
been
feels.
hit in the head at all. So
You're going to experience the whole thing.
so tell us what is okay. Now, when I saw you're a phenomenal guy. On a serious note, you came on invitation with my partner to come to the prison to speak to those guys, and they were buzzing that James Bone Crusher Smith came to talk to us about the way we think. You change the way you think, you change the the way you live. And you talked about that before we came on the air. You said, as a man thinketh, so is he. Talk about what motivated you to come to Wilmington and talk to those inmates about changing the way they think and changing the way they live. What was that? Do you have a standard pitch, or was that just for them, or how did that come about?
Well, I share my story, basically what I share with you guys with my parents. And I think it's so important for parents to be parents and to raise their kids. I mean, the kids should, I mean, it's okay for them to be friendly to the kids, but I mean, the kids, they need to know where their place is, and
Mhm.
parents need to know where their place is. And I think you start them out at about 6 years old and teach them respect. And that's why the prison is full of people that didn't happen to. So they just kind of had the children and they grew up and to be like they wanted to do, and they did what they want to do.
So some of these guys didn't have a father and mother, though. I try to not give them a pass, but do you give them any kind of leeway when it comes down to making those bad decisions to try to get them steered back on track?
I think 12 is around the right age when you go to the next level. So I think after you turn 12, and then you must accept responsibility for your actions.
Okay. Even if they never had a father. Is that what
You
you're
have
saying?
to, yeah, yes,
Wow.
absolutely.
So now some of these guys have mentorship. Do you provide that for younger people, or what do you advise when there needs to be a male presence? That's why when you see in the wilderness, a lion spars with his little cubs. He'll knock them over and, teach them how to be a man. And you see these
Well,
things that are atypical behavior for men. Don't you think it's necessary for a man to be around when he
yes,
raises? Now, a mother has a role to play, and God bless him. A man might have passed away, their father, but how do you talk to a single mother about raising a lion, a male?
well, work harder. Try to work your husband or your friend or whatever. Try to. I mean, you have the child. It's important for both the mother and the father to be present in the child's life.
Mhm. I believe that. I believe that. I believe my life was different because I have a father and mother. Now, nobody's saying that people are perfect, right? Now, in the spirit, we're perfect. The Lord tells us that. But in the flesh dwells no good thing. I mean, sometimes we get caught up uh, not telling the shortcomings that we had as a child. And as a result, we see that same proclivity, that same behavior in our children. So it's incumbent for us to be transparent, but just like you're saying, let a child know where their place is. Do you think that's important? How do you go about telling kids that I had issues, but I got myself together now? I want to, because you can't whoop them all the time. I remember getting a whooping from my dad, and I'm like, I never wanted to get him back. That's for sure. But what do
Well,
you
try to make
what do
sure
you
they
say to
understand.
those people that are trying to be transparent that been to prison, maybe?
Try to get them to understand that for doing good, good things will happen. The
Hmm.
reward, you get a good reward for. You're gonna get rewarded either way. So you're gonna get a
Hmm.
good reward for doing good, and you're gonna get a bad reward for doing bad.
And that's what the Lord says. He said, "This is the first, the only commandment with a promise: honor your father, honor your mother, that the land, your days will be long upon the land in which the Lord thy God giveth you." And look at you, you're 72 years old, and you're still living, and you're seeing your generation as a promise, right? Because a lot of people have disrespect and disdain for their parents because they weren't the quote uh, uh, typical parents. Some of their parents were alcoholics. Do you subscribe to teaching your children? I don't care what your parent is, you always respect and love them. Is that what you do?
Yes, and to be a good example,
Yeah.
because even small kids, they're watching. They might not say anything, but they watching the adults' actions, so they see you and they're learning uh, the behavior of the parent.
I think so. And so when I go in that prison, talk about your time as a CO. Does that play into anything with respect to how you deal with the regular population of people? Because you've seen the worst of behavior. Talk about your time as a correction officer and what
Well,
motivated you to take that line of work.
well, it was an in between job. I was starting out as a boxer, and I still had I started out as a family. I had a family that I needed to kind of take care of, and the income from the boxing wasn't that great in the beginning. So it was kind of got me going. And what I try to get the inmates to understand that the same thing: be firm, but be fair. Also, though, there's a reward, a good reward for doing good, and there's a bad reward for doing bad.
Okay, talk about the time now. I love your story, and I'm gonna try my best. I'm gonna ask the Lord to bless our podcast to get your message out to the world because they have to see it. The world's so interested in mess and negativity, but when you see a message like this, you're a college graduate. You served in the military. Talk about that. I mean, I was in the army, so you're a special kind of love from me because I was in the army. You in the army. Talk about your time in Germany. You speaking Sie Deutsch?
Yeah. Well,
Kleine Deutsch,
I mean,
perfecte Deutsch.
I had a great time because the athletes in the army, you have a good situation, so it was good, and I was a good athlete. I played basketball at college at Shaw University, and then played in the army as well. And but you know, if you give it uh, everything you got, the true you will show up, and God, you give everything you have to God, and He'll bless you in a special way.
So when did you join the army?
After the college, 75,
Okay, and how long did you stay in?
3 years because I
Have you ever heard
discovered
of Andrew Maynard?
yes,
I was stationed with Andrew Maynard in Fort Carson.
he was in Maryland.
That's right. Did you ever meet Andrew Maynard?
I think so. Yeah.
So talk about some of the people that interest you most at box. I mean, you in the game, so you see it at a different capacity. Who were your favorites? Did you have a favorite boxer?
Well, I spent a lot of time with Muhammad Ali. He
Oh
came
wow,
to North Carolina several times. I met his wives. Still in contact with his last wife, uh, and so Joe Frazier. I trained with Joe Frazier. Met George Foreman one time, and all those cats are gone. They did.
that's very special though,
Yeah.
because how often do you share something in common with a very eclectic small group of people? That I don't even know. I mean, I'm just a layman. I'm just a regular dude doing an interview with a former heavyweight champion of the world. And you glossing over it, but when you start throwing those names around, those are iconic names. And you in there, you're like I said, there's only 38 people in the world. There's been a you talking about Joe Frazier and Joe. What are their personalities like? Are they the same as in the public? Or are they different when they're talking to other fighters? Or when they talk to you, what are they talking about? The kind
They're
of behavior
showmen. They're showmen.
they're showing.
Especially Ali. Yeah, Ali. All that's an act.
He's always on stage, but how is he
Yeah.
with you in the private though?
Well, he's usually have a magic trick. He do magic and stuff, but he's funny.
Oh, he's funny.
Yeah.
Now, Mike Tyson, was he funny? Now, look, I
Yeah.
ain't trying to
He's,
dog. Look,
he's
you
serious.
went the distance with Mike Tyson. People talk trash, but you knocked him down.
Yeah.
You fought Mike Tyson. You know,
Yeah.
you were the first one. I'm gonna tell you this now. I'm not a fighter. You exposed him to how he fights big men
Yeah.
because he used to dog big men and
Yeah.
he couldn't get leverage on you because you grab and when he's trying to unload on you, you grab and I don't know if that was a technique your manager told you to do, but that was very effective. And then you come out and jab him and knock them down. So what did you? I think he said. As a matter of fact, I looked it up. I did research. He said you were a tough fight for him because he didn't know how to approach you. He wouldn't go down.
Yeah.
Did you
Yeah.
ever
Yeah.
talk to him? Like you said, you talked to him 10 years ago. What? Did you ever talk about the
He
fight or
he,
whatever?
he is very quiet. He don't have a lot to say, and then he has a high pitched voice, so you don't.
Oh, wait a minute now. Be careful, because I don't want to start no junk
Well, you know how
and have y'all
you
have
you
a rematch.
you know how he talks. I don't
I
have to
know.
explain to you.
Hey,
You
boom,
you
let me tell you something. Next time
you
I
you
see you,
you,
that's
you
out for
put it.
you. It's curtains. It's
Yeah,
curtains for you, boy. I
yeah,
think he's from Brownville. He's from Flatbush. He's from hardcore place in New York, right? From
yeah,
Brooklyn.
yeah.
And so those guys are normally have to be tough coming up in the streets, man. When I
Right.
went to New York, my brother lived in New York, right? And those guys are a different kind of animal. Now, did you have a feeling that you were superior to different people from different cultural backgrounds? Like when you fought a guy from New York, you felt like, he ain't never been hit with this country wood, so I'm gonna lay it on him. Or did you just you approach each fighter with the same kind of absence of malice and extreme prejudice to destroy him? What did they teach you how to deal with each fighter?
I
You
try to
study each
study.
fighter differently.
I try to study, watch the his fight style, and
Okay.
try to get sparring partners that resemble that style, and we prepare.
Was it easy fighting Mike Tyson, or was it hard to prepare for him, or
It
what?
was hard because I was 6'4" and he was 5'10".
I think you got shorter because I'm 6'2", because you bow legged too. Hey
Now,
Woody, do you have that picture of me and Bo? I just pull that up because I'm like, ain't no way you 6'4" and I'm up here 6'2". So I think it was the way you stood, because I think that was a great photo. I'm gonna cherish that for life, and I'm gonna cherish this podcast for life. There he is. I'm like,
yeah,
now, how in the world are you 6'4" and I'm taller than you? Were you standing up straight or what? Do you remember that picture?
yeah, I remember that picture.
We were in Wilmington, North Carolina, you at UNCW, and you have such a big heart, man. I'm telling you, we're coming up on the end of our podcast, and I don't want to hold you any longer. I'm gonna leave this next 3 minutes for you. Anything you want to do to motivate, inspire, and cultivate the gifts of our clients, not our clients, but our constituents. Just tell them what it is to stay in the fight. Don't give up. This is 3 minutes from Bonecrusher Smith, from his mouth to your ear. Listen up.
I want to encourage everybody to pray and ask God for direction
Mhm.
and to do the things that you think He wants you to do, and He'll give you that. He'll put it in your heart to do it, and just be all you can be.
Oh, that was a good Army commercial. I like that. Be all you could be. But, ladies and gentlemen, I want to conclude by saying I want to thank our special guest today, James Bone Crusher Smith. He's such an inspiration to me. First time I laid eyes on him, and he's very modest and self-deprecating. He went to that prison, and those guys. A guy came up to me and said, "Look, man, it was because of what you guys did, and I'm going to Bible college. I'm in the seminary trying to turn my life around." And that's what it's all about. When I go in there every other Wednesday, Tuesday, is about each one reach one, lift as you climb. And this is what this brother does. So, what I want you to do, Woody, if you can put that book up one last time, go out there, get that book. We're going to hear more from James Bonecrusher Smith. We are trying to get a resurgence of who he is and who he's out there trying to be to help others less fortunate. So thank you for this time that you shared with us. We're looking forward to having you again next Sunday on another edition of Give Me the Mic. So we turn the mic over to you guys. God bless you. Thank you, Bones.
Thank you, thank you,
Bye
thank you.
bye.
Bye.